Vice President in January 2012 and has served on numerous boards and committees, including the Pottstown Zoning Hearing Board, Finance, Transportation, and a present member of the Pottstown Borough Authority. And whereas Jeff, a long-life resident of Borough of Pottstown, willingly engaged himself in a wide variety of issues affecting health, safety, and quality of life for not only the 3,064 constituents of the 3rd Ward, but also for Pottstown's 22,000 residents. And whereas Jeff has been a resource and mentor to his fellow councilors and his council president and borough staff for the past 4 years, and whereas in addition to commendably attending his responsibility as borough council and council vice president, Jeff continues to contribute countless hours of his time as a member of a local civic organization and civic groups. And whereas Jeff's 4-year perfect attendance, that in itself is quite an accomplishment, at the Pottstown Borough Council meetings will be truly missed. Now, therefore, be it, and it is hereby resolved by the mayor and town council that John Jeffrey Chumnock will be recognized for his outstanding service. He has provided the borough of Pottstown through 4 years of exemplary service. Adopted at Pottstown Borough Hall, 100 East High Street, this the 9th day of December 2013.
Just like to say thank you to everybody for having the opportunity to have served, and wish everyone continued success moving forward. Thank you all.
For those of you too who may not know, Jeff's wife sitting in the back. Finally, Mr. Gibson. This is a resolution recognizing Mark S. Gibson for 8 years of dedicated service to the Borough of Pottstown as First Ward Councilor and Council Vice President. Whereas Mark S. Gibson was elected First Ward Councilor for the Borough of Pottstown in November 2005 and began his term in January 2006. And whereas Councilor Gibson was voted as Council Vice President in July of 2009 and has served on numerous boards and committees, including blighted properties, review, infrastructure, codes, and public safety. And whereas Mark has been a lifelong resident of the borough and has tirelessly served the 3,143 constituents of the First Ward and continues to serve the 22,000 residents of the Borough of Pottstown as a career firefighter for the Pottstown Fire Department and as an emergency medical technician and a constable. And whereas Mark has been a supporter and counselor to his family, church, and fellow council members. And whereas in addition to diligently serving as a counselor and council vice president, Mark continues to protect and serve the borough residents, properties, and lives. Whereas Mark's attendance at the Pottstown Borough Council meetings will truly be missed. Now, therefore, be it and hereby resolved by the mayor and town council that Mark S. Gibson be recognized for the dedication he has provided the Borough of Pottstown through 8 years of service, outstanding service. Adopted at Pottstown Borough Hall, 100 East High Street, this the 9th day of December 2013.
First, I have to give honor to my Lord Jesus Christ, who truly, if it wasn't for the Lord, I wouldn't be standing here today, because you just don't know. To the citizens of the First Ward, I want to thank you for voting me in 8 years ago and believing in me. I took on a challenge that I thought I was coming here and it wasn't be an easy routine, but I learned in these last 8 years that it wasn't. But through the grace of God, he led me through. The borough staff, I want to thank you highly for these last 8 years. When I came to you guys, you helped me out in a whole lot. When I asked you to do something, you got it done. You know, maybe sometimes it wasn't done right away, but I know it was going to get done, and I appreciate it for all the borough staff and the borough workers. To council, each and every one of you, I really appreciate you, especially for these last 4 years. Yes, the first 4 years of my term was a little bit rough, but these last 4 years, I think we accomplished a whole lot. And the ones that are staying, I pray that you keep on moving on. Things that you are doing right now, keep on moving with them, and don't let nothing block you. Jimmy, I can't ask for no more. You was like a mom to me these last 8 years.
Sister.
Sister. whatever you want to call it. I just thank you. You was a big help. When I called, you just took it and ran with it, whatever I needed. I remember it could have been 4:45, 10:05 at night, where you was getting ready to leave, and I had a question. You answered them questions. Chuck, the same with you. I really appreciate you. These last 8 years, you taught me a whole lot. I mean, you and Jenny, you are the backgrounds of it, but you are also forward of it too. I remember many times I can call you on the weekends when I'm looking at my pre-agenda stuff on a Friday. I had questions on the weekend. You didn't hesitate to answer them questions for me. So I thank you for it. And like I said, council, keep on moving on. Steve, thank you. Thank you for these last 8 years. If it wasn't for Jack Wolf, Art Green, and yourself, I think I would have left that seat a long time ago. Mark, we knew each other for the last 20-some odd years. When you became a patrolman, a sergeant, a captain, a chief, now you're the borough manager. And I'm really proud of you for sitting up there. And, you know, it's a difference from being a police chief and then moving to borough manager. But this last year, I truly believe that you're doing a great job, and if the council sticks by you, you stay in that seat and keep on moving on to. Thank you, residents. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to serve these 8 years. I'm going to miss it, but I have to move on, and our predecessor, I just wish you the best of luck.
Yes, thank you all to the 3 that are leaving us, and yeah, certainly is a sad time, but also it's a happy time. You're moving on to a new door that's opening up for you, and I look forward to the individuals that are going to be coming through those doors and taking your place. And it's always been my philosophy that hope is my philosophy. So I'm hoping that we will continue moving forward as we have been. Okay, the bills.
Yes. Motion to send to our expenses $891,496.11.
Do we have a second? Second. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Announcements. Mr. Kirkland.
I just wanted to say, thank you for giving us. I didn't know either one of them. I know I knew the mayor like maybe a month or so before she became mayor, but I didn't know either one of them. When I came in here, but it's been a pleasure knowing you. It's been a pleasure working with you. Like I said, I didn't know you before, but I consider each one of you friends now. So I thank you very much for your service.
Thank you. Mr. Gary?
Just add on to that same thing. It's been a pleasure working with you guys. It's been a real honor sharing the responsibilities with you. I wish you guys well, and I wish everybody a very Merry Christmas.
Well, I do want to thank those who are leaving for all the effort, the time, the heartbreak that goes into the job, and you've certainly kept the line and the best we did. It's not often said, but we do recognize it, we do appreciate it. Also, would be remiss if I didn't say publicly, I want to thank my neighbor to the left for his courage and convictions. It's not easy, but I certainly admire you for it. This council for the last 4 years, I often said if we all agreed, we'd only need one. And what I admire the most about those sitting up front today is each one comes in from 7 different parts of the town with 7 different viewpoints, and we put them on the table and we discuss them. And hopefully, I think we're all praying that the decision we finally make, is the best thing we possibly could have done for the town at that time. Thank you all. Happy holidays to all. See you next year.
Mr. Chomak?
I just would like to also wish everybody a safe and happy holiday season. And again, thank you for given me the opportunity to serve the last 4 years. It's been an honor and a privilege, and I wish everyone well moving forward into 2014. Thank you.
Councilor Cobb?
Best wishes to Jeff, Mark, and Bonnie, and without a lot of Jeff's help, I wouldn't have a clue what was going on. And of course, the other councilors help too. And good luck to everyone. Best wishes.
Councilor Gibson?
Yes, Mayor, I'm sorry I forgot to mention you, but thank you for these last 4 years also. People say, that we haven't been moving forward in Pottstown. I'm just going to mention a couple things within these last 8 years. Not that I did, but the council as a whole did, and the staff. Wawa down on High Street, booming business right now. The McDonald's down on High Street, a booming business right now. The Still River Playhouse, excellent business right now. Video Ray, excellent business. Sly Fox is there. And we just built a miniature golf course, and you'll see how much business that brings into town starting in the spring. And that's just some of the things that we accomplished in these last 8 years. So nobody can say that we haven't been doing nothing and we haven't been bringing no businesses in. It just shows it right there that we have been. And I just hope that we keep on doing it.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thanks to all of you once again, to the council and staff. It's a wonderful group. There's a wonderful synergy and chemistry between each of the members, and I just look forward to observing you doing your jobs and serving the public going into the future. And to the folks, I want to remind you that Shrek is playing at the theater right now, and they're looking for your support to come in and see it. Art Fusion is planning an event also. I don't have it with me, but I think it's the 13th. Do you know, Sheila?
With the bingo shopping, or?
And they're having some kind of a reception or an open house or something.
Right.
Anyway, you can look online and see what. What? Oh, you're trying to find it?
Yeah, it's typically Friday night.
And then the raffle. Do you still have a raffle going on?
Still have the raffle
Now, see,
going
if you're
on.
going to spend $100 in Pottstown over the next couple of weeks on Christmas gifts or whatever reason, you can get a raffle ticket for $25, spend the same $100 that you were gonna spend anyway, and have a chance to win 1,000. And the maximum number of people in the drawing will be 300. That's very high odds. 200. 200. You have a 1 in 200 chance of winning. So that's pretty good if you're gonna spend $100 anyway. I want to share something really nice that happened to us on Thanksgiving. We had gotten a 6.5-pound turkey breast, and but my kids were not going to be coming home, so it was just going to be me and Mason. And I'm a vegetarian; I don't even eat turkey. So I invited the police to stop by, and I invited the neighbor to stop by. And actually, the neighbor did come this time. This year he came. And 4 officers came. Now, you know, they come all in uniform and their radios are going and they're talking back and forth, you know, during the meal. And I even had to put a paper plate down on their plate just in case they got a call. We could shovel it into a bag and they could take it with them. But what a delight. I was so proud of those guys that came over. And our neighbor was so impressed. And he has a criminal justice background also from college, but he works in another field now. And it was just, it added something to our day, and they seem to like it. You know, when they're working, it's a 12-hour shift, and if it's Thanksgiving, too bad. They're not going to be with their family. They're not going to really be in anything but largely negative situations, accidents or what have you. And so we just had a really great time, and as it turned out, they didn't get called and have to run out, so they were able to finish. But I want to offer that to you. If there's something that you would like to do that's positive, even more so, the fire guys don't even get paid. You know, when you're having a picnic or something, invite some of them over. Or if you're having a meal and you're not going to have the guests that you thought you were going to have, and you can be flexible, they can come when they can and they can leave when they have to, invite them over. It really just warms up the environment, it warms up the town, it builds the bonds. It was a delight. I'm still talking about it to people. So I highly recommend it to you.
Okay, I thank you all for coming out. Have a happy holiday, and motion for adjournment. We are adjourned.